with the Grammys, man. They just keep getting worse every year. Shit. So this video is just going to be me reeling off my thoughts and opinions and predictions as well on what's to come for the 2019 Grammys. Now I'm just going to start with a little thing, just to get people in the know here. The Grammys aren't very good. Like, they've never been great. They occasionally get some great picks. They choose some amazing albums that stand the test of time and live on for many years, but generally they have had some abominations, and they're essentially just getting worse as time goes on, honestly. It's always been a popularity contest. I mean, it's a shame to say that art is judged that way by the Grammys, the biggest music celebration every year. It judges music based on whether it sold a lot of records or not, or even, you know, streamed millions upon millions. Popularity over quality. It's become pretty clear that that's what the Grammys are all about. But at the end of the day, it's still the biggest musical celebration that we have every year. There's nothing bigger than the Grammys. So I think it's fair to have a little moan about it because, you know, as a music lover, I just want to express that there is so much good music out there, and the Grammys aren't really great at representing it at all. However, obviously they do need viewers, they need profits, they need to build a reputation of whereby mainstream artists get recognition because they are very popular, and you know, the more popular the artists they include, the more people are obviously going to watch the event every year. The annoying thing is though, is that the Oscars have got this right. Like, every year now, they don't just focus on what was a blockbuster hit in the cinemas, or, you know, what was the most popular film of the year. You know, you're never going to see Transformers fucking get an award, but somehow Meghan Trainor gets an award. You know what I mean? It's like the Grammys have just shoehorned themselves into this little corner where they just don't dare to be ballsy enough to give an award to something a little bit different. Give it to something that's not the most popular album of the year. But they can't do it. They just can't do it. But anyway, I should stop moaning. It's not really that big of a deal. Let's just look at what the nominations are for this year. Got my laptop to the side of me here, so I'm just going to be looking over every now and then to read off what we got. Album of the year, we got Her, Brandy Carlisle, Drake, the Black Panther soundtrack, Casey Musgraves, Post Malone, Cardi B, Janelle Monáe. What a list, man. I am in awe of some of the choices they've picked here. I get it. Drake and Post Malone had some of the biggest songs of the year. They had huge numbers with their albums. They are some of the biggest artists around right now. You can't deny it. You cannot deny the presence of Cardi B right now. She's featured on so many songs. She's huge. She's got some hits. She had many number ones. You know, she's huge. You can't deny the success of these artists. But are you kidding me? These are in the top 8 albums of the year, picked by an organization that's supposed to know what they're talking about when it comes to music. How did you come to the conclusion of having Drake's Scorpion in your album of the year list and Beer Bongs and Bentleys? Beer Bongs and Bentleys actually was an improvement on Post Malone's previous work. I'll admit that. I like quite a few songs on there, and Drake has a hit every now and then that I think's really good. But these are just not album of the year quality at all. Cardi B, again, is another artist I'm just so confused by. It's just so blatant that they're going for popularity. Obviously these artists are going to perform at the show. Fine, that's cool. But these are not albums of the year. Kind of comment on that Her album. I didn't even realize there was a Her album. It came out very late last year. I did not see anyone bring it up or, you know, talk about it. It got no buzz. It might be good, possibly, but I'm very shocked to see this here. Perhaps it's a token R&B album. I guess they probably wanted to include as many genres as they possibly could to kind of keep the list pretty diverse and pretty unique and cool. Usually they have 5 in this pick, so I guess since they've increased it, they have given an opportunity to lesser known artists, which I can't really argue about, because last year the Album of the Year category was essentially the most popular albums that you would expect. It leaves room for picks like Brandi Carlile and Casey Musgraves. Can't really complain here. This is kind of cool that they're including the lesser known artists in the Album of the Year category. Brandi Carlile was just like, okay, I suppose, you know, nothing really all that special. Would rather replace her with Courtney Marie Andrews, honestly, as Country Album of the Year, because that is just such a great album. Casey Musgraves, I like that album a lot. Again, wouldn't really consider it the best of the best, though. The same with the Black Panther soundtrack, which I just only think is here because Black Panther was such a huge film, and this album was compiled by so many well-known hip-hop artists and R&B artists that they felt that they had to include it because, you know, it just garnered so much buzz. And honestly, I'm really happy to see Janelle Monáe here. She's not gonna win. I mean, I just can't see it going to Janelle Monáe. It's my least favourite Janelle Monáe album, if I'm being honest. But to see her get this recognition, I think is amazing. I would love to see her win out of all these artists, mostly because I think she's just put out such great music throughout her whole career that she really does deserve something from the Grammys. Yeah, in terms of a prediction, it's going to be Cardi B, surely. I think it can't be Post Malone. I mean, if they gave it to Post Malone, they would be absolutely... mate, the Grammys would die. Scorpion was such a slog of an album that I very much doubt anyone at the Grammys were able to sit through that album more than 2 times. Like, there is no way you could sit through that 90-minute Drake album multiple times. They just didn't. Drake cannot win this award. And Black Panther, it's a film soundtrack. I don't know if film soundtracks have ever won in the past, but to give it to a film soundtrack to me would be very odd, and I don't think the Grammys would do that. And as for Casey Musgraves, Brandi Carlile, and her, I just don't think they have enough pull. You know, they've got to give it to something popular. They always do. It's got to have a little bit of a buzz all year round for it to at least be significant enough to win. And yeah, they're just not ballsy enough to give it to Janelle Monáe, so it's going to be Cardi B, I reckon. Record of the Year, Cardi B again, Brandi Carlile again with their songs I Like It, The Joke. Also, This Is America by Childish Gambino. Shallow from A Star Is Born. God's Plan, All the Stars from the Black Panther soundtrack, Rockstar with Post Malone and 21 Savage, and The Middle by Zedd and Maren Morris. Where do you start here, man? This is the Middle? I'm really shocked at this. Like, I guess Maren Morris is like a country artist, so perhaps, you know, that blend of modern EDM-ish pop with a country artist is appealing to them because, you know, the Grammys love country music, as we know. Maybe that's why, but like, this song was just like one of those songs that sticks around for like 2 or 3 months in the charts, and then it kind of fizzles out. Like, no one will go out their way to listen to this now. I suppose you could say that about any pop song anyway, though, but I at least understand why they'd include I Like It, because I Like It has been one of the biggest songs of the year. Rockstar by Post Malone and 21 Savage was a huge hit as well when it came out, which was towards the end of last year, I believe. This Is America was huge as well for a little bit. God's Plan, again, took over most of the year, but The Middle just seems to be there. I don't know why this is being picked. Don't really care for Shallow, if I'm being honest. I went to see A Star Is Born, didn't really get the hype. Doesn't mean to say it's not a good film, but to me, I just found it very average, so I wouldn't really want to see Shallow win this award. I guess I don't know what I want to win. You see, I liked This Is America quite a bit when it first came out, but then it kind of wore off on me when I realised that the song wasn't the same without the video. It really needs that video pull. I would much rather see this win Video of the Year over Record of the Year. But yeah, I mean, All the Stars is pretty nice, I suppose. These just aren't songs that I go out my way to listen to on a regular basis, so I'm not really rooting for anything here. In regards to what's going to win, I don't know. I really don't know. I feel as though God's Plan will win Song of the Year as opposed to Record of the Year, but then again, there's no reason why it can't win both, so I guess, you know what, I think I'm going to go with All the Stars. I think All the Stars is going to take this. I think it's got that very pristine sound that the Grammys will appreciate. I don't think This Is America will win. Shallow will win the movie soundtrack awards. I don't think it's going to win anything outside of that. So yeah, I'm gonna go with All the Stars. Song of the Year is literally the same category. What is the point of having two categories when you're just putting the same songs? Just replace Cardi B and Post Malone with Boo'd Up by Ella Mai and In My Blood by Shawn Mendes. Again, those two songs just don't have enough of a pull to win an award. I'm not really rooting for anything here, so I think I'll stick with my God's Plan prediction. I think that'll win Song of the Year. Best New Artist is a good one, man. Chloe and Halle, or Hal, Luke Combs, Greta Van Fleet, Her Again, Margot Price, Baby Rexha, Dua Lipa and Georgia Smith. Actually, you know what? I'm kind of glad to see Georgia Smith here, even though I'm not that huge on her music, and honestly, she's maybe being hyped up to be something bigger than she actually is, but I do quite like her. Bebe Rexha is not a new artist. She's been around for a few years now. I don't know what the requirements are for this Best New Artist, because Dua Lipa again has been around since about 2016. Even last year she was pretty huge as well. She's not really new. Van Fleet winning this would be pretty hilarious, but I think Dua Lipa's going to win this. She's really popular. She's a bit more commercially viable than Bebe Rexha, I would say, so it's going to be Dua Lipa. Pop solo performance, Beck's Colors, are you kidding? Camila Cabello, Havana, live? I mean, what live version are they basing this off? Is it every time she performs live, it's just so good that it needs a Grammy nomination? God Is a Woman by Ariana Grande, Joanne by Lady Gaga, I thought that was... Wait... Wasn't that years ago? Or did she like release another song or something? I don't know. And Better Now by Post Malone. Okay, I don't get why Better Now is there. I like Better Now. I think it's a good song, but I wouldn't say the best thing about it is the solo performance coming from Post Malone. Okay, Beck with Colors. Come on. Why do the Grammys love Beck? I mean, Morning Phase won Album of the Year, now they're giving Colours, like, awards and nominations and shit. Like, come on, what's so good about Beck? Why? God Is a Woman will surely take this. I mean, Havana Live is so vague that I can't imagine how you would give it to that, but I don't mind Havana, I think it's quite a good song. But yeah, God Is a Woman. Duo performance, we got Christina Aguilera with Demi Lovato. Haven't heard this song. Backstreet Boys, Don't Go Breaking My Heart. When did this happen? I don't know. Shallow again. Actually, you know what? Shallow could win this one. We've got Maroon 5 and Cardi B with Girls Like You. Probably one of the worst songs I've heard all year, to be honest. Justin Timberlake and Chris Stapleton with Say Something. Zed. And Maren Morris with The Middle. The Middle, you're gonna make me do this again? Yeah, I know I said like 2 minutes ago that Shallow will get all like the movie soundtrack wins and all that kind of stuff, but no, this should win this award. I mean, it surely can't go to Girls Like You. There's nothing good about the performances in this song. Like, it's so bland and tepid. But yeah, I'd say Shallow. I mean, I'm not rooting for anything here, because why would I root for these songs? Say Something was like the only tolerable song on that Justin Timberlake album, so at least I can appreciate that. But yeah, it's going to be Shallow, I'm sure. Top vocal album, we got Camila Cabello, Kelly Clarkson, Ariana Grande, Shawn Mendes, Pink, and Taylor Swift. Okay, so just for the record, the only one I haven't heard is the Kelly Clarkson album, but she has great vocals generally on the tracks that I hear her on, so Perhaps she could win it, but she hasn't really been relevant for years now, so I don't know why she would. Jesus Christ, the rest of these picks, I mean, the best album here is Sweetener by quite a landslide, and I thought Sweetener was like average at best, honestly. Like, Pharrell's production on that album, bro, it ain't gonna age well. I can't see how some of his production choices are gonna sound good in the long run, to be honest, but we'll see. In terms of like a pop vocalist, I can't really take it away from Ariana. Like, she kills it every song she's on. Like, she's a great vocalist. Camila Cabello, though, do you remember that song where she was like, nicotine, daydream, honey? Yeah, I'm not really rooting for anything here, but I can't really see how it'd go to Shawn Mendes or Pink, especially Pink, to be honest. But Taylor Swift, they do like Taylor Swift, but I think Taylor Swift not being in the Album of the Year category is quite a big thing. So I sense that they don't like Reputation that much this year, which makes me think Ariana Grande will be like the next pop artist to start sweeping the awards. So I would say it'll be Sweetener. I'm going to skip to the rap performances now. I can't do every category because there are some that I just don't have enough knowledge on and enough interest in, to be honest. Packaging. There's a packaging award. I don't know what that entails. I mean, do you have to have a good CD cover or something? Like do you have to have some cool packaging? What is that award? Now, rap performance, let me tell you, man, there's some good shit in here. We got Be Careful by Cardi B. I mean, that's not very good, but you know. We got Nice for What by Drake, probably Drake's best song in years, I would say. King's Dead, which was on the Black Panther soundtrack. You know, it's decent, it's fine. I think it kind of got a bit old later on, but it's fine for what it is. Bubbling by Anderson .Paak. And Sicko Mode by Travis, Drake, and Sway Lee. Now, I'll be honest, Sicko Mode grew on me quite a bit. I think that Zan line that Drake comes out with is pretty pathetic, to be honest, but I think it's actually a pretty cool song overall. I hated it at first, but I think it's actually grown on me quite a bit. Nice for What as well. I would say it's one of the better pop songs we've had all year coming from Drake. I will say that. And Bubbling by Anderson .Paak, man. If this wins, that would be amazing. I'm very confident that he was not expecting to be in this category, but as a performance, that he is on fire on that song. That is one of the best songs of 2018. So I would love to see it win, but it's gonna go. I'm sure it's surely gonna go to Nice for What. I mean, they do like Kendrick Lamar though, but I don't think it's gonna go to King's Dead. It's not really like a highlight in Kendrick's career or anything, but that doesn't mean the Grammys won't pick it. But it's probably gonna go to Drake. Best rap song though, we got God's Plan instead of Nice for What. We got King's Dead again. We got Lucky You by Eminem. Sicko Mode again, and J-Rock and Kendrick Lamar with Win, 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 fuck everything else. If it goes to win, I'm gonna friggin' have a party, man. That would be hilarious if they gave it to win. But, I mean, it's a rap song, so possibly Sicko Mode. I could see Sicko Mode taking this one. I think it's a cool, structured song that doesn't really sound like anything else in the mainstream, so I think they could give this one to Sicko Mode, actually. The rap album, though, we've got Invasion of Privacy, obviously. That's Swimming by Mac Miller, interesting choice. A Victory Lap by Nipsey Hussle. There's always some fucker that tries bringing Victory Lap in Album of the Year discussions. Why? He's not that great. Pusha T with Daytona, and Astroworld by Travis Scott. I mean, predicting this is tough. Like, I can't predict this one at all, because I think Swimming will pull the win, because I think with the, you know, the fact that Mac Miller died this year, and the fact that the context of the album did change once he died. I mean, I think people really started to realize how broken he was on that album. Even though at the time when I reviewed it, I did recognize that the lyrics were very heartbreaking to listen to, but musically it just didn't grab me enough. But though, they do go for popularity, don't they? So surely you can't rule out Astroworld or Invasion of Privacy. I mean, you can definitely rule out Nipsey Hussle. In terms of what's the best album on the list, I mean, it's Daytona. Daytona is the best album here. I can't see how you would view it any other way. And I don't even love Daytona, to be honest, but it's the best album here. So it's kind of a mixed bag of what could happen on this one. Will they give it to the best one, or will they give it to the most popular one, or will they give it to Mac Miller? So I think in terms of a prediction, I'm going to leave this one kind of in a grey area because I don't know, but I think my mind is going towards Mac Miller. It should be nice to see him win something though, to be honest, because, you know, he had a big fan base. A lot of dedicated people loved his music. Even before he died, so many people resonated with his lyrics on Swimming. So it'd be nice to see something like that win. Skip it down to rock song now with Greta Van Fleet, 21 Pilots, Bring Me the Horizon, St. Vincent, and Ghost. To be fair, Mass Seduction, that was one of the best songs on the album. That was a great song. Shame the album didn't live up to the singles though. I thought the singles were definitely the best parts of that album. But Mass Seduction, St. Vincent winning Best Rock Song would be awesome. She's been putting out some great pop rock music over the years, and I think she would absolutely deserve this win. But in terms of who will win, it's probably going to be 21 Pilots, I would say. I mean, Greta Van Fleet, I don't know if they're going to actually win awards at this Grammys, but, you know, I can't really rule them out. For Best Rock Album, I mean, what could we have for Best Rock Album? Let me think. Could we have Parquet Courts? Great rock album. Could we have Car Seat Headrest? Great rock album. Could we have Daughters? Great rock album. Tropical Fuckstorm. Sure, they've got fuck in their names that probably wouldn't be appealing to the Grammys, but they could just abbreviate their name to TFS, because that's what they consider themselves, you know, online and stuff in their social media. They're TFS. So could they have them? No, they're not going to have any of those great rock albums that I just mentioned. They're going to get Mania. Mania by Fall Out Boy. Mania. Weezer's Pacific Daydream. That wasn't a rock album. What are you smoking? Do in fact have Alice in Chains though. I haven't listened to albums, I can't comment. Same with Ghost. I didn't get around to listening to Ghost, but Ghost are a pretty good rock band, to be fair. And Greta Van Fleet. But by the way, this isn't the Greta Van Fleet album that we all know and talked about this year. This is From the Fires, which I believe is the EP, which came out at some point last year. Which means that the album that came out this year wasn't eligible for this year's Grammys. So, my friends, the next year's Grammys, we're going to see more Greta Van Fleet nominations. This is going to be so great. Surely it'll go to Greta Van Fleet here. They're the most rock band in the list, I suppose. And, you know, like the most popular rock band, sorry, I should have said. So maybe it'll go to them. It'd be cool to see Ghost win, but I imagine it'll be Greta Van Fleet, because Fall Out Boy and Weezer, come on. The alternative album, I would say, is usually the section where you find the most interesting picks, because they don't really go for popularity on this one. They often focus on the kind of indie, critically acclaimed albums. You know, you get like your Nationals and your Arcade Fires in this one. But unfortunately this year I can't really say I'm pulled by any of the albums listed, except for one which I'll talk about in a minute. But we got Arctic Monkeys with the Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino, Beck with Colours, Bjork's Utopia, David Byrne's American Utopia, and St. Vincent's Mass Seduction. It's funny because I just didn't realise that Mass Seduction would be able to qualify for this year, but it must have come out really late last year. I can't remember when it did, but it must have. Now apparently, if I'm thinking correctly, Bjork has never won a Grammy, which is an abomination to music, actually. Like, there is no reason why she's never won a Grammy. Like, that's unbelievable. So based on that, I am rooting for Bjork here, but I wouldn't mind St. Vincent winning if she got attention at the Grammys. That'd be really cool. Although if I remember correctly, she won Alternative Album one year. I might have to check that out, but I think her self-titled album did win the Alternative Album award. But I don't know if I'm right about that. She at least got nominated, but I think she did win, but I'll check. Best R&B song, we got Boo'd Up by Ella Mai. That song is just not that good. I don't know why I keep seeing that on this year's Grammys. It's kind of weird. The Miguel song, Come Through and Chill. which wasn't really a highlight for that album. This is a track with J. Cole. Like, this wasn't a very good song, to be honest. It Feels Like Summer by Childish Gambino. Her song, which I can't really say I've checked out, and Tony Braxton, again, I don't know much about. Miguel is just such a safe choice. Like, he is that safe R&B artist that so many people always reference in the R&B world, but he's never really put out anything that great. Feels Like Summer, seriously? That's one of the worst Childish Gambino songs, like, to come out in recent times. Like, that is such a tepid, boring track. I think this will go to Boot Up, even though I don't really have any interest in that song. Urban Contemporary album, I imagine this will go to the Carters, I suppose. Surely won't go to Miguel. I mean, it'll be the Carters. R&B album, I mean, we've just completely snubbed Kali Uchis. Come on, man. Why is she not here? We got Leon Bridges with his very throwbacky Good Thing album. We got her again, Tony Braxton. Yeah, I don't know why. You could have had Blood Orange. Like, what are they doing? Dance Electronic album though. We got John Hopkins, Justice with that live album. Sophie Tucker. Sophie? And Toki Monster. Now, honestly, I mean, Singularity is my favourite album of this list, but honestly, I want it to go to Sophie. Like, I would love to see Sophie get recognition. That'd be crazy. So yeah, that's all the categories. You could probably tell from the expression on my face with many of them, apart from a few, that I wasn't all that impressed with the choices that they've made. But it is the Grammys. I mean, there are plenty of albums that come out every year that are amazing, and I think music nerds know this. People in the know will know, and even people who are casual listeners will probably realize that these aren't the best songs or albums that come out in the year of 2018. And that's fine. It's not an objective fact that I'm saying here, but I think even just by looking at music on the whole, you could probably find much better music than what the Grammys have to offer in their lists and nominations. In terms of like Grammy snubs or whatever, I guess I can't really list any because the artists and albums that I've already mentioned that I think should be recognized just aren't popular enough for the Grammys. They're not popular enough. That's the issue. It's popularity, and if they don't have enough buzz, if they're not making it into the charts, they're not getting the recognition. If you're new to this channel, like, please just follow music outlets, publications that shine a light on all kinds of music that you would never otherwise know. Go on Rate Your Music to find great music on there. YouTubers, there are plenty of people that are promoting indie music all the time that are absolutely fantastic albums, songs, etc., artists. There's just so much out there. You can't even begin to fathom how much music there is out there when you realize that there is so much greatness. Grammys aren't representative of that. It's a shame, but they're just not. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna leave it here. Let me know your predictions and your thoughts on the Grammys, what you think is gonna happen at the 2019 Grammy Awards ceremony. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Let me know what you thought was snubbed. Let me know your thoughts on each category, what you think will win, what you want to win, all that kind of stuff. Let me know. Have a good day. And goodbye.